guys, it's me, Noah, coming at you with a deck profile. It's been a while since I've been behind the camera. I don't remember which deck profile went up last. We're in the middle of doing a lot of stuff. But this is my take on Shaddolls. I did a take on this on Team Samurai's channel a while back. I kind of liked that version, didn't really. I got a lot of interesting feedback. I took a lot of the feedback and I kind of worked around it. The core of the deck is still the same, but the mentality, especially with the top decks right now, is really different. I'll tell you right now, this deck is more local suited, and Shaddolls just in general have a tough time with the True Draco matchup, so a lot of cards are geared towards kind of playing around that. You'll see in a minute. Without further ado, I'm going to go straight into it. Let's say this deck profile hits 15 likes, I'll play against, I don't know, James's Mermails, or I'll find a True Draco deck to play against for the channel. Yeah, but without further ado, I'm going to go straight into it. Here's the Shaddoll stuff, really straightforward. 2 Beast, 2 Sklamata. Beast, when he's sent from deck to grave, draws 1. Sklamata allows you to send an additional Shaddoll. 1 Hedgehog. I don't know if I want to play 2. I was doing testing with 2. It was kind of too much. It wasn't a card like I would send Shaddoll Hedgehog, and then I would get the additional search, and later on in the game it would be useful, but it wouldn't be like anything like I needed, and I'd rather be focused towards getting better cards. I don't know. I mean, you guys do your own testing. I'm sticking with 1. I didn't really like 2 that much. 1 Falco, obvious. And then, last but not least, we play 1 Dragon. Just to round off the Shaddolls, when he's sent from deck to graveyard or from hand to graveyard, he pops a spell. Falco revives himself. Next for the Heroic Challenger stuff / rank 4 toolbox stuff, Halberd Assault and Thousand Blade. Thousand Blade for damage blocking, and Shadow Fusion material, and this just because you need a special target. Next for one of / kind of cards you need to send. 1 Mathematician. Mathematician opens a lot of plays. I didn't mention this before because I haven't done this, but when you normal summon Mathematician, if you send a level 1 tuner, you get a free Herald of Arclight. And Herald of Arclight plus Winda is kind of like an optimal play you want to open in this deck, just because the potential is absolutely insane. And Mathematician also allows you to out a lot of boards that you might have trouble with. So I thought that was really cool. I really do like the 1 Mathematician. So then next for stuff you might want to send off of him, 1 Jet Synchron. Well, I mean 1 Glow Up Bulb. 1 Jet Synchron. Sorry, I had the cards next to each other. Sendable target, both off of Shadow Fusion. That's the reason why I chose those. I also didn't. What other level 1 tuners would I want to play? 1 Zephyros, 2 Fairy Tale Snow. I want to play 1 Luna, 1 Fairy Tale Snow, just because they both have out potential. I'm still doing testing, kind of, but 2 Fairy Tale Snow is working fine. Like the deck actually goes through very quickly, so banishing the stuff with Fairy Tale Snow isn't a problem, and it allows for the rank 4 access. So. Next we have the Kaijus. This is Shaddoll Kaijus. You kind of have to play these. It helps you in the long run when you're trying to establish a board. So we play 2 33s, 127 and 128. Level 7. I didn't want to play Gamma Seal, and 2 33s for optimal damage. And last but not least, sorry, how could I almost forget this? Maxi Sat card. Nothing more. Next for spells, 3 Shadow Fusion. You don't need to play 2. You're really only going to use the card twice, but I'd prefer to have a 3rd one in my hand, just because you might want to send this off of Grista or Shekinag in order to further your plays, or even Jet Synchron, whatever you have to do. 1 El Shaddoll Fusion, not going to explain that. Before I go any further, this is Shaddoll Core, which I'm technically playing, but I'd prefer to play the equip spell Neff Shaddoll Fusion. It also allows you to like fuse on your turn. It's a better card overall, excuse me, and allows you to further your gameplay with Shaddoll Core. You know, you just kind of send it to grave. So just in general. Next we play 2 Slumber. The Slumber, obvious for the Kaijus. Clearing boards is important, especially in a deck like this. You need to find a way to establish a board quickly. In doing so in a consistent manner while deck thinning, I thought the Kaijus were the best way to do that. On top of that, we play 2 more board clear, Raigeki and Dark Hole. You really don't want your opponent to ever have the chance to establish a board. 2 Instant Fusion, not for the Nodin, but for the Theseus. Still doing kind of extra deck testing. I might cut like 2 cards. I would say play a level 3 and a level 5, or play a level 4, but I play Theseus in here for level 8 synchro potential. So, rounding off the spells, we have 2 Chalice. Chalice is a really important card in the deck for the True Dracos, just because a lot of their effects are the problematic stuff, and you don't push for game often, but when you need to, Chalice is really the card you should be looking at. Play 1 Lance, Reactive Battle Trap. Just overall, the True Dracos is a deck that really overpowers this one. So using Lance to keep your stuff alive is really how you keep momentum rolling at all times. Last for spells, 1 Upstart. You need to play Upstart in here. A lot of people aren't playing Upstart at this time, but Upstart's really one of those cards, especially in a slower deck like this, where you need to have the potential to further your gameplay, even if it means giving your opponent an extra 1,000 life points. So, 39 better than 40. 1 Foolish, just because this deck is very graveyard reliant, so sending stuff to the graveyard in order to further your plays is really how the deck gets its kicks. Last but not least for traps, 2 Mirror Force, play Quaking. I kind of like the 2 Mirror Force, just because at my locals True Draco is a very like prominent deck, and like still even like while they're defensive one, you have to like swing over them. With Mirror Force, like once they're gone, they're gone. So 1 Warning, and last but not least, TT, just Reactive Battle Trap. Now I'm gonna fly through the extra deck. I'm not doing too much explaining for this. 2 Winda. Winda prevents your opponent from special summoning, except once. Can't be targeted by your opponent's spells and traps. It's unaffected. And when it goes to grave, you get to re-add a Shaddoll spell or trap from your graveyard to your hand. So you never banish those with Snow. You banish legit everything else, though. Shekinaga, your wall. He's got 3k defense, or she. When she's in defense mode, you can discard a card to negate a monster effect. So you really have a lot of fun with that. You get to help establish the board. And if you can open Winda and Shekinaga in one turn, you really have established kind of a lock, because they're not going to be able to fully do anything, because say they get rid of Shekinaga, you have a Winda that's not affected by their spells and traps. And then you have Shekinaga there to negate effects in case they try and swing over Winda. So then last but not least, a card that a lot of people don't play. I kind of like Grista, so I'm playing her. She has the effect that when a monster would be special summoned, you can discard a Shaddoll card, just like Shekinaga, to negate it. Really important. It's 2450, nothing crazy, but sometimes you just need that potential to prevent your opponent from playing. 1 Theseus that rounds off our fusions. Theseus plus Shaddoll Hedgehog is any level 8 synchro. I'll show you which one I play in a minute, but that's just locals focused. For XYZs, Cowboy, Samurai, Rhapsody, and Berserk. This is just a standard set. I will always play these 2, at least, and pretty much every extra deck, just because I like this combination so much, and this combination, when done right, normally wins me a game. So, Cowboy for that last bit of damage, you never know. Crooked Cook, potential Kaijus. People in my locals are still running it, so you never know. One Dark Rebellion for that last push. Ramail matchup. Problem Remover. And then one Herald of Arclight, just like what I was talking about earlier, where you can go Mathematician effect, send Glow Up Bulb, mill a random card from the top of your deck. Oh, that'd be really good, actually. But anyway, you do that, you sync, you have your Herald of Arclight, and then if you had a Shaddoll Fusion in your hand and your opponent hadn't established a board, didn't matter how you were going to go about doing it, you'd have a decent way to do it now. So you'd have Herald of Arclight and Window on board, so no matter how they go to try and destroy your board, Herald of Arclight is going to banish anything they play, and then you can also negate, add a ritual, but you don't play any rituals in here. If you find a ritual way to play this deck, I would actually love to see how that was possible. So, let me know. And last but not least, I play the Stardust. Stardust is just a locals call. You should really be playing any level 8 synchro that fits your needs. Or even if you don't feel like playing a level 8 synchro, you can cut the Theseus, you can cut the instant fusions and play something else. I just felt like Stardust Dragon was like really important in my locals. So he's going to be sticking in my extra deck for a while. Just kind of in general, I really like the deck because the deck does what the deck has to do. It's really stun oriented. It's not like a huge power play pusher. I've always been more interested in stun decks and how they focus on controlling the board, but this deck has a little bit of both. When you need to put damage on board, the damage is there, but with Winda and Chekinaga, you're really controlling how much your opponent can do a turn, which is like my favorite kind of gameplay. So MVP is going to go to Mathematician. Mathematician just opens so many plays. You can send anything in your deck with Mathematician, and it makes everything 10 times better. There is no time where I would not prefer to open Mathematician, just because I could have any other card in my hand, but Mathematician really highlights the deck's strengths. James, you got anything to say?
Nothing much.
Well, you heard it here first. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And this has been Teammate James and Teammate Noah. I think we're going to move upload dates to Monday. I know before they were Saturdays. Just it's a lot easier for us that way because we normally do our filming on Saturdays or Sundays. Then we get to edit it and put it up. Also, how would you guys feel about a guest upload? We're trying to work on that more with other people. So we've done it in the past before. We just want to get your opinion. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe again, and see you next week.